This is the Pod Cave Podcast. Here's Jason, Michelle, and Goose.
We going?
We're rolling.
We're rolling. So listen, listen, we've been arguing about this back. We've been going back and forth for a while that we keep saying Pod Cave, right? Is that official now? Is it
The
just
Pod Cave.
So it's the Pod Cave.
Oh, it's the Pod Cave. Okay.
The Pod Cave, yeah. I hashtag the Pod Cave.
Okay, the Pod Cave.
But what's great about it is
Can you
it's
put that over
the
there
Pod
so we
Cave
can see the whole thing?
podcast. So you don't have to hashtag podcast. It's just the Pod Cave.
The Pod Cave. All
Yeah.
right. So are we sticking with that? You happy with that, Goose? Are we sticking with that?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
in now. He just did the chew.
Yeah.
They're like going,
Oh, there you go.
Pod Cave
That's
podcast.
yeah.
Podcast.
Speaking of that, Goose, you were recently on the Chew.
Yeah,
I
Chew
didn't
last
get a
week.
chance to watch the segment. I can look it up. I can see it.
Yeah, it was
online,
cool. They
but-
did a Super Bowl segment, and they wanted to know, like how many people do you have over? I said, listen,
Yeah, don't get them started.
starts at like 30 and then goes from there. But what are you going to make? I said, I'm going to make whatever I can. So we made some wings. What was pretty cool is the recipe that they had on there, and Michelle, I know you do a little bit of cooking too, and instead of using like breading on like a wing, like people would like wet the wing and put a breading before they put put it into the deep fryer. They use cornstarch, which was pretty different, but it makes it crunchy. It was pretty good.
So you've never done the cornstarch?
Yeah, no, they told me about that, so I did that on the show, and they came out unbelievable.
Yeah.
But what they liked was on the show, if you make a wing and when it's really done right and a little bit, it looks like it's a little bit browner than normal, you can go and twist the flat ones and pull the bones out. And people didn't know. They're like, "Oh my God, you like debone the wing?" I'm like, "Yeah, you just pull the
Simple,
bones
right?
out and you just you eat the meat."
Yeah. So they were loving that.
Amazed by that. Like, "Oh my God,
That's awesome.
It's amazing."
Well, listen, if you can amaze Michael, our buddy, the Man Cave recipient.
Yeah, Michael. Mike.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to blank there for a second.
God,
I can't believe.
you just
I know.
threw it at me.
I just jinxed you, didn't I?
Oh my
Help
God.
us out here, Stu. Michael Simon. Oh my God!
My God,
Sorry,
it's
Mike.
the
Sorry,
Iron
Michael.
Chef.
I know he's an Iron Chef. I mean, listen,
my God.
we did Michael Simon's Man Cave, but unfortunately he
flooded out
which is
3 months later.
It was a bummer, right?
Yeah.
But we ended up.
But then he signed that big deal with the Chew, and then he's been in New York City ever since.
Yeah, good for him. It's been doing well. But we were in his kitchen. We're doing his Man Cave, and we
Best bolognese
What did
ever.
we make?
Scallops.
Scallops.
Oh, I love scallops.
Yeah,
Scallops
so
with an orange zest scallops.
Oh my God.
He was
the best.
schooling Goose and I on how to make, and I don't even eat scallops, but he's showing us how to make them. Well, Goose already knew, but I didn't. I didn't know.
You
how to
did
make
good.
stuff. I
You
did all
good.
right. They
and
turned
then
out all right.
remember he has like a he's a protein guy, so he had like a pig, like a chicken, and like a.
You mean his restaurant? You talking about his
and
restaurant?
like a cow? No, like a tattoo or something.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Because he likes that kind of stuff, and then he actually made a bolognese. Now I'm a bolognese connoisseur.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, if I see it, I want spaghetti or gabardine bolognese. By far, his bolognese is the best bolognese I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Wow.
Listen to me.
Wow.
Yeah, he gave us the cookbook. It's actually in the cookbook. You should try it.
That's a big stamp. That's a big stamp coming from you, man. Big
Yeah,
stamp of
that
approval.
really is.
Yeah.
Huge.
I need to try it. I need
Yeah.
to use his recipe.
Yeah,
too.
I'll give you a copy of it.
Yeah,
I'll
give it to
get
Oh,
me.
upstairs.
you got his recipe?
Yeah.
Oh, I want it.
Yeah.
I want it too.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then we went to his restaurant. We were out there in Cleveland, remember?
Yes. Yeah,
We
it
went
was
to
really
his
good.
restaurant. It was awesome.
He still has it, right?
Yeah, he had like a vanilla shake or chocolate shake with bacon. Remember?
Yeah, dude, it was awesome though.
That was unbelievable.
milkshake?
Yeah,
A
listen,
milkshake with
Michelle.
bacon.
So he explained this to me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Bacon in it? But
Yeah, I thought it was.
I thought I was
smoking
gonna
crack.
hate it, but it was awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
Ba-
unbelievable.
Listen, bacon's good,
Yeah.
no matter how you make it.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I mean,
But the
bacon's-
crazy thing about it, he's an Iron Chef, and you'd say, "Oh, what's an Iron?" He did the competition, whatever. But he's like, "Oh, what do you guys want? How about some bolognese?" Like he flips out a pot, like my grandmother
Like a
would.
ninja.
Yeah, 15 minutes. He's like, "Hey, try this.
Yeah.
Best thing I ever had in my life."
That's awesome.
Oh, it was great.
But you say you had a good
that's
time on the
funny.
show.
Yeah.
All
Great.
right, good. You
Great time
look
on
good
the
on
show.
it. You look good on it.
Thank
And,
you.
I want to try this bolognese now. I've been hearing
Me
about it.
too.
But what's his name's no longer there now, right? So the other chef that I've gone to his restaurant many
Oh, yeah,
times.
he sexual. Well, everybody's getting fired.
You know,
I'm
this-
surprised.
really?
They're dropping like flies.
Yeah,
man.
who was that? That was.
Oh my
I
God.
watch the show.
What is
I just
my
know the
problem
blonde
with
chick.
names tonight?
Mario
Mario
Batali.
Batali.
Yeah, Mario Batali.
But
Yeah, he
have
dropped
you been
the
to his restaurant in the city?
Yes.
He's,
What's his
listen,
restaurant?
I love his restaurant. And now again, I'm drawing.
And then
blanks here.
Michael Simon has a restaurant in the Borgata.
Yes.
Oh, I
Down
know.
at
Which, is that
AC.
Wolfgang Puck or whatever?
No. That's another guy. I don't know, but he has a restaurant down there. I don't know the name of it. Whatever. We got to get that.
I'm looking up his restaurant
Yeah.
right
Stu
now.
will put it on. He'll voice it over. So listen, the Super Bowl. What'd you think about the Super Bowl, Jay?
Fantastic! Oh my God,
Michelle is
I'm an Eagles fan.
Huge Eagles fan. Did you listen to me? Be honest.
Completely outplayed my expectations. They really did.
They did.
I think Nick Foles did fantastic.
You didn't think they were going to win?
No, I didn't. I bet these guys downstairs that they would win, but I kind of didn't think they would, and they bet thousands of dollars on it. They bet thousands of dollars on the Pats, and they lost it. And it was so funny because they're Giants fans. And I was so happy. I'm like jumping for joy, and everyone's like, they look like they want to kill me. And in my head, I'm like,
what were you doing?
Like I was like jumping for joy. I was like, yay! And they're like, Michelle, shut up. I'm like, no, I'm so excited. And then my friend felt so bad for me. She's like, okay, you want to go celebrate? I'm like, this is the first Super Bowl we ever won. I have to do something crazy right now.
Dude, the city went crazy, and today.
Oh yeah, today I went to the parade.
The parade was today,
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And there was like 2 million people.
Three.
By the way,
3 million?
3. And they said it was the biggest peaceful assembly of a group ever.
Yeah, as long as you're wearing green, you ain't
Yeah,
got to worry
well,
about
that's
it.
what I mean. As long as
You
you're
wore a
green.
Dallas Cowboy. You wear a Dallas
then
Cowboy
it
shirt.
would not have been peaceful.
I'm good because I'm a Packer fan because I can wear green. So I'm still,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I was joking with Stu about this because I was watching some of the footage of the not the parade, but everything that was going on, the celebration. I'm like, I don't know what's worse, the fact that they won or if they would have lost, because there's still a lot of destruction going on.
Oh, man.
I see fires, cars being turned over. Did you see the video with the guy eating the horse shit?
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
What
what
was he thinking? Like, what?
I'm like, are you
And that guy wasn't even from Philly. That guy was from like northern Pennsylvania.
I
Like
don't
he
care.
was not even from Philly.
Yeah, but
That's
what do you
crazy.
do? What is? Are you that? Listen, I'm sorry.
That's crazy. That's like outrageous. Yeah, like
So
who the
he's-
fuck's
He'll be on
gonna
the.
do
He'll be
that?
on the View.
Yeah.
And he actually ate it. Did he
He
actually?
licked it. He licked
Oh,
it.
you
It was
guys-
on. Yeah, he
I'm
was
like-
like.
That's fine.
Wow. So you saw some crazy shit.
Oh, crazy.
But
Those guys on the Ritz-Carlton thing.
Oh, they jumped on the
They collapsed.
awning.
Yeah,
and
the
it
awning
collapsed.
collapses. Yeah, let's see how many guys we can get on this freaking awning. before it
Stupid.
collapses. I
You
mean,
know
come
what I'm
on.
saying? That was dumb.
So I'm like,
That was dumb.
I don't know. Listen, if they would have lost, I can imagine what the craziness
Oh, man.
and destruction would have been.
Well, it wasn't too
Or
bad
it might have been
last
worse
time
because
they
people would
lost.
have been depressed, so they wouldn't have been out like
I don't know.
riding.
I don't know,
They
man.
would have been like inside.
It was a miraculous miracle year for them.
It really
Yeah.
was.
Absolutely.
I mean, losing
It really was.
your starting quarterback, losing your left
Obviously it
tackle.
did.
I mean, just
A lot
over
of
and
our
over
star players around, we
injuries.
still won.
Yeah.
And you're
Super Bowl.
talking
It's
about
crazy.
a quarterback that was ready to call it quits and go become a priest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's think about that.
That's crazy.
BDN.
And the fact that they've never won a
Big
Super
Dick
Bowl.
Nick.
Everyone was chanting that today. I was
Why would
dying.
he say? Does he have a big dick? I mean, I never.
I don't. It was so funny. So this guy, it was another Barstool video. This guy was like, they were asking, they're like, oh, and he's like, yeah, Big Dick Nick's gonna take us to the Super Bowl. So it kind of just like stuck. But apparently, I guess someone was saying today at the parade that apparently it is like a real
So
thing. Like
BDN?
he's,
Oversized?
he's
It's
very
oversized?
well endowed. Like
Really?
the guys in the locker room talk
It's a
about
tripod?
it. Yeah.
BDN.
Good for him, man.
So-
Hey, good for
Apparently, yeah,
him.
good for him.
And a boy. That's something else to cheer about.
Yeah, right.
Why not?
Why not? But listen, he's got a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
got a great
He's
family.
in,
Got a
Goose,
great
he's in
family,
Goose's
adorable
club.
little daughter,
He's in your
yeah.
club,
Yep,
Goose.
he's in the club.
It's a very elite club.
Yes, very elite.
But listen, you got to listen. As somebody who's been in the NFL and seen a lot of crap and a lot of good stuff, but
Right.
to see them win the Super Bowl, that
was
pretty amazing.
exciting. You know what? Listen, people can say whatever they want. When I played, I hated playing in Philly. Philly fans are assholes, man, to the opposing team. But, when I started announcing and I used to go there for games, they're as long as you're on their side, they're cool. I mean, they're good. They're respectful. I went and brought my son to his first game. We sat in a playoff game against the Giants, and we sat in the end zone, upper tier, and nobody bothered us. Everybody was nice, and it was cool. But, back in the day when the vet was there, I mean, there were some not good people. They were the guys who were jumping on the Ritz-Carlton.
Oh yeah, I met these. Everyone was just, everyone just talks. Like when you're there, everyone's talking. So I was like literally waiting in line for the bathroom. I was talking to this girl, and she was like, I was getting audio because he told me to get some audio for the podcast today. And I was like, oh, I do this podcast, with Tony Circus. She's like, they're like, oh my god, we love him. You should have bought him. Like they loved him.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Forget
there.
it.
Yeah.
Forget it. Every time we've been anywhere, anything to do with football.
Yeah.
Goose.
Yeah,
Unless
that's
you're
fun.
in Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland isn't too fond of me.
Well, listen, that's the thing. I was going to ask you about that because what is the worst crowd? What is the worst arena, the worst that you've ever played in terms of the fans and really giving you guys a lot of shit? Was it Raiders?
It was probably the Raiders back in the day.
Back in the day, right? Because they've always been known as having.
It's gotten to the point where tickets are so expensive. You're not getting that trash anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're not paying $15 to go in there, guys throwing batteries at you, and it's
Condoms.
Like Buffalo was tough to play in back in when I first started playing in the early '90s. it was bad. They had to put that's when they first, they had the tunnels and they had to put these canopies over the tunnels so people wouldn't
Just to
spit on you,
protect you guys,
spilling beer on you. It was disgusting. It was
the good old days.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, the year after we won the Super Bowl, they still had the vet, and we actually canceled a preseason game because of the AstroTurf was so bad. So we were playing the Eagles, and I said, "Listen, the guys ain't playing. We're not playing. It's too bad out there on the field." And Paul Tagliabue, and they were all getting mad and stuff like that. And so we went back out on the field, and we were showing them and stuff, and all of a sudden, these things are coming by my head. I go, "What the fuck is that?" They're throwing 9-volt batteries at me.
Oh my god!
9-volt batteries. Yeah, I was like, "Holy shit! Give me a helmet." I had no helmet on. I'm in street clothes. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
You need your protection.
Yeah, give me one of the Eagles. Have them stand next to me so we ain't getting pummeled. But it was
why 9-volt batteries? That's the weirdest.
I guess
thing
they could put it in your pocket, or back then, they could
wow.
go and hide them and shit. I guess I don't know, but yeah, it was in Buffalo they used to throw the little the little shot glasses you get on the airplane, the little small ones, filled with piss and stuff like that. Be whipping them at you. It was crazy, man.
Oh,
it was
That's
crazy.
nuts, dude.
It was nuts.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
That is
the worst
crazy.
thing is, we were leaving Buffalo one time, and this lady, she had to be 80 years old, and she just lifts her dress up and just gave us a full blown.
Full Monty. It was full. Was it jungle? Was it forest?
Oh my god!
It was
like a silver forest?
It was listen.
Was it shoots and ladders or what, man?
It was
Silver Forest?
It looked like
she's old.
it was.
The Michelle. She's older, so it's silver.
It was not a pretty sight, really.
Oh my god!
Yeah. You want to erase that, right?
Yeah,
The image
that
out of
was
your head.
it looked like a luggage down. It was bad. It was not good. Not good stuff.
Listen, I've heard some of your stories, man, and some of them are crazy. You and Sharp. I mean, some of the things that you guys
That's
used to
when we
do.
were doing the first what was that show called? Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shannon was a personality. Yeah, back in the early '90s, and when I played, there was personalities.
Yeah.
They tried to weed us out. They really didn't like it. You remember. I mean, way back in the day, the nicknames were all over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had Lyle Alzado, and you had White Shoes Johnson, and Hacksaw Reynolds, and this, and they were like, "Oh, this guy's crazy. He hacksawed his car in half." Now you got Jim Jones, or you got these crazy name people, and they have crazy names, but no real nicknames anymore. If you look at the Eagles, I mean, it's I was they got really. Other than Zach Ertz, I mean, I don't know who.
Well, you got Howie Long's son. I mean,
Yeah, Chris Long.
Chris Long. I mean,
The other guys are pretty young, and they're
they're young.
So I think that's good future wise.
Yeah, they have
for
it.
us. Yeah,
really good for you
Yeah,
guys.
that's what I
kidding me?
mean.
Because they really haven't
These
been.
guys are about to be superstars.
Yeah, they
They're
haven't
just
been
not
on the
really
on the,
quite just yet.
They haven't been on the stage, the big stage, for a long time.
Well, they were
when
just at
Dallas
it.
was playing, and when the Giants play, and it's.
They own
I'm
it
happy
now.
for Philly. I'm happy for Philly.
No, I am too, man. That's amazing.
That's
That's
great.
it's
Finally,
awesome.
it was.
I got a lot
I'm happy I was alive for us to win one.
No doubt.
I didn't
And
think
I'm not an Eagles fan, but I got a lot of friends that are, and they can't stop talking about it.
I know.
They're still talking about it today. I mean, it's.
I thought the bet. Everybody was asking me, "What do you like, Goose? What do you like?" And I was like, "Listen, if I'm betting this game, which I bet a little bit in the beginning, but you got to bet the first half, and you got to take Philly.
Mm-hmm.
It was 3 points.
Yeah.
New England hasn't done really well all year in the first quarter. I don't know if they scored any points in the first quarter. They might have against some team, but yeah, they need momentum to get going, and then Brady in the second half kills people. So in the second half, when I saw that they really, they're coming back there. I mean, they really had a run, and I was like, oh man!
Yeah.
And then Gronk, it was like 8 plays to Gronk.
Here comes Brady.
touchdown.
Here comes Brady again.
Oh,
But
he's
let me
there.
ask you. Let me ask you. This wasn't talked about a lot, and my wife actually brought it up, and she was kind of pissed about it. But Brady walked off the field
and didn't shake his hand
and
or
didn't
anything.
shake his hand. Did you know that?
The city of Philly was not happy with him
He walked
today.
off the field and didn't even shake the quarterback's
No,
hand from the Eagles quarterback. I'm like, what the fuck
He
is
just
that?
walked off.
I mean, how long has he been doing this
No,
game? And
Foles,
for
yeah.
him, for
Foles.
for him to walk off and not go
not
up to
shake
him and
his hand.
congratulate him to me,
Yeah,
was a little
that's
bit,
not cool. But
Yeah.
I guess maybe there was a reason. Right after you win the Super Bowl,
he
they
lost.
corral you up. They put hats on you and shirts so they can sell merchandise. And it's,
but
it's not like he should have at least won.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's been playing this. I mean, he's won.
It's been Groundhog's Day. He's been to 8.
Exactly. How many Super Bowls has he won?
Yeah,
I mean, come on,
you can't win every time.
And listen, you got to look at the Eagles and be happy for them that the team like this won the Super Bowl. I mean, anyway,
listen,
whatever.
There's 3 losses for them, and all of them is in the the NFC East.
Yeah.
There's a Giants.
So listen, I got to tell the story because now you've always told me I tell it wrong. So I'm going to tell my story, and then you can tell the real story. Because I'm kind of curious because I use this when I do any stage appearance. I can talk 1 hour just about stories about Goose. I mean, and they love it. They eat it up. They eat it up. They love it. So
and wait, before we start this, I just want to tell everybody they got to follow you on Instagram. Like, what's your thing on Instagram?
J Cameron TV.
J Cameron TV. Yeah, Michelle, what's yours?
Mine's Michelada Michelle Serpico.
Michelada Michelle Serpico. Mine's Goose 9898. You can find me. I'm pretty easy, but we all follow each other, and I've been following you. You've been all over the place on every stage and every building show.
Spent a lot of stage time lately, man.
So go ahead.
So anyway, this is the story I tell, and this is the way in my head I remember it. But obviously, maybe I told it wrong. So I say, you listen. So Goose, he played with the Colts, and when he started it, when he was playing with the Colts, it was kind of the kind of guy that you're never going to tell him he can't play, right? You're never going to tell Goose he can't play in a game, especially if it's a big game. So one day Goose comes in and he wasn't feeling that well. I think he had like a stomach virus, and the coach just said, you know what, maybe you shouldn't play this game. And Goose like, no, I'm playing. I'm going in. I don't care how I feel. This is a big game. It was playoff time. I'm going in. So Goose goes in. He gets hit. He goes down, right? He's not moving. And you've seen this play out, right, on the field when you get worried about a guy because he's not moving.
Yes.
And everybody runs up to him and they're whispering. It's like, Goose, talk to me, talk to me. And Goose looks at the trainer and he's laying on his back and he goes, whatever you do, don't turn me over. So Goose gets hit. He goes down, and it's Montezuma's revenge. There's an explosion, right? And it just shit everywhere. And you got to, these uniforms are white, right? They're white uniforms.
Yeah.
So they're like, don't. So that's all he said to the trainer. Trainer said, I got you, Goose. Don't worry about it. They bring the cart out. They put him on the cart. They put him on the back. They're wheeling him out. And right before he goes out, everybody starts cheering because they were quiet, right? Because they're nervous for him.
Right.
And then they start cheering, and Goose puts his thumb up.
Yeah.
Right? He's good. But Goose can't keep his mouth shut. Right, so he goes in, the reporter's asking him, and he goes, he told them what happened, that he shit his fucking pants, right? So the story gets out, people are laughing.
Sponsor depends.
Yeah. So,
no.
So,
he fucked the whole story up.
So that's all right. But this, I like this. So a while later, he's in another game. He recouped from that. He's in another game, and this time he gets hit and he goes down. And this time it's for real. He actually was paralyzed temporarily, but he was paralyzed.
Yeah.
And he's laying on the ground. This time the guy comes out. Same scenario plays out. They put him on the cart. They're wheeling him out. Everybody's quiet. And right before he goes out, some guy yells, "He just crapped his pants." And just before he goes out, he gets control of his arm and he flips the guy off. So that's the way I tell it.
That's the short version.
That's the way I tell it. So you tell the real version now, so I can correct myself when I tell the story.
So it was the year we won the Super Bowl,
so
in 2000. So I was playing with the Ravens.
Okay.
And I had a radio show, and at the radio show, we would have 2,000-3,000 people every show.
2-3.
Yeah, it was a really good show. It was like amazing. And I would talk about exactly what happened in the locker room. This guy's got diarrhea, whatever. This guy got hurt, and Jonathan Ogden's hair's all fucked up.
This guy's got a hernia.
This guy's a slob. Whatever.
Yeah.
I would just talk about whatever. So guys would come on the show to defend themselves, and we were talking. So just to let you know I have this radio show. So we're playing the Washington Redskins, and the Washington Redskins had a really good run game. So, we go, we have our meetings, we stay at a hotel, and then the doctors stay with us. We have 2 doctors that stay with us full time, and they have all kinds of dentists, everything in case something happens, so guys can play. So the middle of the night, I would say like 2:00 in the morning, my stomach started really killing me. I'm like, Jesus, man. So by 4:00, 5:00 in the morning, I called the trainers and I said, "Listen, man, I got a problem here." So I says, there's something wrong with my stomach. So right away they go. So we were staying in Baltimore because the stadium is between Baltimore and Washington. It's the same distance if we stayed in Washington. So we stayed in Baltimore. And so the doctors got me up. They got me a police escort, shot me over to the stadium, and they took some X-rays of my stomach. So. I took some X-rays and they go, "Listen, you're constipated, dude. You have stool in your whole system. Like we could barely.
Your whole intestine is filled.
We can't see anything but shit
Oh my
inside
God,
your stomach."
nuh-uh.
So I'm like, all right. So it's it's probably, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 or something. So I'm like, all right, it's a 1 o'clock kickoff. What do we do? Well, we can give you some, laxatives.
No.
I go, listen, I don't know any laxatives that work like immediately.
Yeah.
Usually, it takes like 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, okay, it's 8, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That's right on kickoff. Maybe I'll shit right on the field on kickoff. I'm like, no, we're not doing laxatives. So I go, all right. They said, well, we can give you an enema. I'm like, all right. So, the real doctors aren't there. They've got like this intern doctor, right?
Yeah.
So, you figure this is the NFL. They got millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful place, right? So I go, all right, let's get the enema. So all of a sudden, they just like go in this box and they start looking for hose. I go, what the fuck? I go, where's the, Grandma had the red enema, you screw the top off, you fill it up with warm water. It's got the little hose, with the clamp on it.
The nice little one.
Yeah, it has the nice wand. It has the nice wand. The gently squeeze.
What, are they getting a garden hose? What are they trying to find?
Listen, they got this clear hose that look like a fuel line. Okay? I'm looking. I'm looking for like a straw, right?
Yeah.
This thing's as big as my thumb.
Oh my God.
So now I'm like, what the?
Hey, put your thumb up. That's a big thumb.
That's a big thumb.
Yeah.
That's a big thumb.
So now I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, so now they go in and they grab an IV bag. They don't even have like a regular warm water. So now I'm going to have salt water, and I'm going to shoot IV in my ass. So they're like taping it on. I'm going, what the? What? I can't believe this. So the doctor goes, come on, we'll go in. So he starts putting gloves on. So I walk over to the bathroom, and the only people that are there are the kickers. So Matt Stover's there. He's standing there taking a piss, whatever he's doing. So I'm like, all right. I took my pants off, stuff like that, go into the stall. So this guy's got his gloves on. All of a sudden, he starts putting jelly on the end of the hose. I go, well, what are you doing? He goes, I'm going to put this. I go, listen, dude, you're not shoving anything in my ass, all right? I don't trust you. I don't even know you. All right, I'm going to go.
Got to have a conversation first.
So now I'm telling this story at my radio show exactly like I'm telling you guys, right? So I go, listen, give me the hose, right? So I get the hose. I go. I put my foot up on the toilet and slide it in a little bit. It was like, whew, this is fucking rough. So now I'm all backed up, right? So the guy goes and he gets the bag and he starts squeezing. And I'm like, oh. He squeezed a little bit in. I go, oh, my God, this is... So he stops, and then he goes, okay, you can pull it out. So I pull it out. I'm like, oh. So now Stover, our kicker, goes over. He goes, oh, man, yeah, I had to give my son an enema a couple months ago. Just hold it in. And I go, listen, dude, shut the fuck up.
So it hurts really bad.
Bad. I got pressure, like, forget about it. Like I'm having a kid. It was unbelievable.
Oh,
so
God.
now I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. He's like, hold it as long as you can. I'm like, shut up, Matt. Just get away from me, whatever. So the doctor's like, yeah, hold it. So I'm like, oh, I can't hold it anymore. I sit on the toilet. So now, whoosh, my ass just opens up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm going to turn around. It's going to be nice. Something's going to come out to start the flow.
Yeah.
I get up. I turn around. I look in the toilet. It looked like spring water. It was clear.
No.
Nothing came out. Nothing.
Yeah.
I go, what the So now I walk over to the trainers. I put my pants back on. I walk over to the trainer. I go, hey,
didn't work.
listen, nothing happened here. What are we doing? So the doctor kid goes, oh, I didn't put enough in. I go, you didn't put enough in? What is this, trial and fucking error?
Yeah.
What are you doing, buddy? So they go to get another bag up. He lubes it up again. I stick it in there again, and he squeezed. I felt it in my throat, like everything was going back up. I was like, oh, it was so much pain. So I sit back down. Matt Stover goes, all right, you're a kicker. He goes, you should hold. I go, listen, dude, you'd say another word, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your whole family, okay? I'm not really joking anymore. This hurts. I'm in real pain. So I go, and I go, please, God, I'm praying. Listen, just let something come out so I can have a little bit of relief before I go out and play. Because all the teams come in, the coaches, and they got to sit down players. Like you bring 60 back then. You can only put 55 on the roster or whatever. So I'm sitting there, and I'm praying. And all of a sudden, I just go, and a big flash, big thing comes out, whatever. And I'm like, please, God, let there be something in this toilet. Please. I get up. I turn around. I go, what the fuck is that?
Again, didn't work.
It looked like a gerbil ran by and just dropped a little, like one of them, like little
pebble.
Yeah, it looks like the chocolate eggs on, the really tiny ones, like on Christmas or Easter.
Does it look like a raisin?
I'm like, this is not gonna,
a mothball.
Yeah. So now I go, what the fuck? I go, what am I supposed to? So I go out to the trainers, talk to the doctors. I go, what am I supposed to do? He goes, oh, well, it'll kick in. I go, kick in. What do you mean fucking kick in? I got kickoff in 2 or 3 hours. Kick in, right? So now I go, man, this is ridiculous. So I walk back to the locker room, And I'm looking around, and we had purple pants, black. We had all different color combinations.
Yeah.
This week, unbeknownst to anybody, wearing white shirts and white pants. I go, this is fucking tremendous.
Oh no!
So now,
So they did have white on.
Yeah. The offensive linemen, they put tape, like carpet tape on the floor, so the carpet will stick to it. So it's sticky on both sides, and their jerseys will stick to the thing. So I said, give me some of that. So I get like 5 strips. I take the other. So it's sticky on both sides. I put it between my ass cheeks, and I tape my ass cheeks shut.
Yeah.
Put my thing on. The coach comes over. Hey, we gonna play? I go, yeah, I'm gonna play.
You taped your ass cheeks shut.
Taped them shut during the game, man. I was like so terrified. So I go over to trainers. I say, listen, if I'm out there and I'm on the ground on my back, do not turn me over because I just shit my pants. Okay, so don't touch me. Just get me in. We'll get some new drawers. So I had a new pair of pants, everything. We wound up losing the game. After the game, forget about it. I was on the toilet. I missed the bus. I was on the toilet so long. So I told this whole story during this radio show.
Yeah.
And they're dying. People are fucking rolling on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm great. I'm entertaining you. My fucking stomach still hurts, from the last weekend. So the next weekend, okay, we're playing the Tennessee Titans. And like Jason said, in the first quarter, I went and put my head down, and Lorenzo Neal hit me on top of my head and paralyzed me from my neck down. Like it was like a jolt. They said my spinal cord hit the spine. So they had it. So I'm down there. I'm like, get off me, whatever. And there's like, no one's on you. So they rolled me over and they put me on the stretcher. And the stadium was silent. And as they're bringing me in, a guy goes, he ain't hurt. He just shit his pants. And I wanted to stick my finger up so bad, tell that guy to go fuck himself because he heard it on the radio show. But I wound up going in, getting an MRI, and then coming back before halftime and finishing the game. But my arms and legs were so weak, and it was.
And you were nervous, dude. You thought,
dude, if I didn't go back out, I would have never played another down ever.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that. But so my story's not too.
Nah, it's a good rounded. You combine the two together.
All right. You don't mind if I keep telling it that
that's
way.
a good. Listen, if they're laughing, who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Don't worry about.
Exactly. That's what I told him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I tell everybody. He wouldn't give a shit how I told the story as long as you guys
don't worry about
it.
facts. Facts are bullshit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Facts are overrated.
They really are. They really are. Yeah. So what other shows have you been doing? What shows?
Well, I got AMDL coming. I got the America's Most Desperate Landscape coming up. So that's going to be good. That's actually a really good show. That's going to be amazing transformation. So I was just there. I did the surprise. I surprised them.
Right. You got a pitch that we want to do like a mega man cave.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of things you and I could get together and do again. I mean, whether it's man caves or something, who knows what, you and I could, whatever.
We could do whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But the man cave thing, I'd love to go back and do something really crazy. We never did a cave.
Like a really...
I've always wanted to do
you talked about
cave.
It because you met those guys that do the pools, that do the masonite, right?
The concrete stuff. They actually did a room that looked like a cave. They did the concrete, they formed it to stalagmites and stalactites, and they actually made a cave, and I thought that was awesome. But I'd love to go back and do something like that. But who knows, man? Shit. I mean, we can do whatever.
We still got to have our show over at Michelle's place. We got to come to see you.
Yeah, we got to come to your place, and we
so nice.
And we got to do a pizza party at my place.
Yeah. When does that happen?
Hey, man, I don't know.
Next week.
Yeah. What we got to do is we got to start figuring out how we're going to time these things because we can't just say, hey, let's do one tonight, and then we try to, okay, we'll get together and do it tonight. The problem
this is
with
like our part-time job, Joe, and have some fun.
The problem with
Jason gets out of the house. He takes all his clothes off and shits in my bathroom. He loves taking his clothes off when he shits.
Yeah, you're talking about that, Jason. That's just Jason.
Yeah. Right. Stu.
Yeah, Stu. But and by the way, your wife was asking me when I'm going to get you out of the house.
Really? She's about had it. I'm telling you.
She's like, when are you getting Goose out of the house? He's home too much right now.
Yeah. She hates me. That's great.
Hate's a little strong, but I think she's maybe.
They're like, when you're out of the house all the time, they're like, oh, you're never around. This and then you're all right, here we go. I ain't fucking leaving for 2 months. Now how do you like me? Get the fuck out of here. I go, yeah.
Lasted a couple days, right?
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah, your wife's awesome, though. She reminds her looks are exactly
so
like
funny.
Marianne's looks, my wife's looks. Their looks are identical.
Roll their eyes.
All those looks. Oh, man.
It's crazy.
And every guy out there that's married knows the look.
Yeah.
We've got them all. I know every single look.
Oh, talking about like relationships.
Now, hey, by the way, relationships, Michelle's single.
Michelle's
She's single again.
Yeah.
She's on the market.
What was his name?
On the market.
Lewis.
Lewis.
Yeah. She found him with another guy.
The Verizon guy's out.
What'd you do? You found him with another guy?
Yeah, I found him with another guy.
Let's spread rumors. Come on.
Yeah. No, what happened, Michelle? Was it just just
I'd
didn't work
rather not
out?
talk about
Yeah.
it.
All right,
But
bottom-
no, it just didn't
was
work out. Yeah.
bottom
Nice
line
guy,
is,
nice guy.
You guys still
Yeah.
friends? Nah.
Nah, he's an asshole. Fuck him. Nah, I'm only kidding.
Yeah,
I'm only
it's
kidding.
it's whatever.
It is
She's
what it
back
is.
on the.
Yeah.
The big thing is she's back on the market.
That's the big
Yes.
thing. You're back on the market.
So if you're
Back on the
looking,
market.
if you're looking for a beautiful Italian girl that cooks,
It's very smart.
cleans,
No.
sometimes
Good sense of humor.
What do you
good
cook?
sense of
Sometimes.
humor.
Good
Whatever
sense of
you want.
humor.
Yeah?
You like to
Bartender.
you like adventure. You like to travel.
Yeah, I love to.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for, Michelle? What kind of guy are you looking for? I'm kind of curious. Now. What do you want?
Big black guy, big fat cock.
So anyway, Michelle, so what were you saying, Michelle? I'm sorry, don't mind.
I gotta go to bed. I gotta go take a pee. I'll be right
Someone
back.
who's fun, someone who's fun and funny, someone who has their shit together, and is just cool. I don't even ask for that much.
So you're not
I don't
asking.
even ask for that much anymore.
Right, so you really are. You're not asking for that much.
No, I'm not.
But what would you, if you had...
Don't get mad at me for
Listen,
stupid stuff. Don't So I don't know. Just be chill.
But if you're going to rank them, all right, so
Yeah.
what's the most important thing? Because,
Sense of humor.
Okay, so when I hear these things from women, I'm like, what's important to you? Sense of humor. Do you really mean that? Or
No,
is
I
it-
really mean that.
Okay, so when it comes down to looks, like we call it love at first sight because
Yeah.
it's sight, right? We
Right.
use our sight. So
Yeah.
what kind of guy do you like in terms of
I
physical?
I fell in love in the elevator the other day. So, oh yeah, so there was this like tall, big guy. He had like a beard and everything, and he was so nice. And he like right away he was like hi, and he had like this little Canadian accent. I would say his hair was like light brown. He had like a scruffy beard, blue eyes. Found out he actually, I probably shouldn't.
But
be
he's
saying
in
this.
shape.
Oh, he's in shape. Yeah, he was a hockey player.
Okay.
So yeah, but then he moved down to my building because I think he got demoted to the.
So you didn't really get a chance to really get to know
So I
this.
didn't get a really chance, but I felt that was a love at first sight. I was like,
Yeah.
and he was just so funny, and I don't know what it was. I think it's because he was just so like stern. He was like, "Hey, what's up? What's your name?" And I was like, "Michelle," and I was like with one of my neighbors who's a guy, so he maybe was probably thinking in his head like, "Is this like her boyfriend or something?" Because I wanted him to ask me for my number, but whatever. So anyway, so I was like, "Oh my god, this guy's so cute," and then he was like, "Oh, I live on the 17th floor, and I live on the 7th floor." But then I
17,
found
7.
out.
I mean, that,
Yeah,
it's
then-
a 7 in there.
So
And it was
connection.
funny. So then I went. I'm not going to get into detail. I don't want to like give
No,
names.
no.
But,
Please get into detail.
well, I told you he's a hockey player, so we went to the game that week. But then 2 days later, he ended up moving because he had to move and.
So you
go
actually
play
did
tournament.
something with him. You went to a game.
Oh, it wasn't because of him though.
He
no,
was
no,
a
no.
pro
all
hockey
right.
player.
Yeah. That's why I'm not dropping any names. No, because my one friend talks to a hockey player on the Devils whose name I won't mention also. And so we got
This is
tickets
a no-name
from him.
mention show.
This is
We're
a
not
no-name
dropping any
mention
names.
show.
Yeah.
But then it was so funny. I don't know.
So it's not so much-
It's not so much looks. It was more just like the way he presented himself too.
Right.
Like he was just, and I loved his Toronto accent, his like Canadian accent.
Good. You seem to have good
And
personality.
he had a chipped tooth.
A boot.
Chip tooth.
That was kind of
What was
hot.
he all about?
Yeah.
Boot.
Yes, that was how he talked.
Hey.
So yeah, that was that.
So-
fell in love in the elevator for what?
Fell in
like
love
2
with the elevators.
seconds?
But so it wasn't so much that he was a hockey player. It was
I
the
didn't
fact
even
that,
know until we got off
There
and
you
my
go.
friend told me. My
There
friend
go.
was like, you know
so
that.
it was just something about him when
Yeah.
it wasn't so all the look. It was just the fact that his presence and okay.
Right. But I guess you're right. The look part it was because I'm attracted to guys who look like that. But like, whereas like my friends would be like, ew, he's not cute. So I guess it is like an attraction.
Well, listen.
too.
I think. Listen, we're all
But
human.
girls
We're all
fall in
human.
love more with, guys fall more in love with their eyes.
Guys are
you know what I'm
visual.
saying?
We're
Yeah,
visual
guys are
creatures.
visual.
We're very visual creatures. Women are more on the emotional
Yeah.
side. So but
And
I think,
it was his confidence because he was like so confident and be like, hey, I live on
so
the
you like a
17th
guy
floor.
that's confident.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if that'd be good advice
That
if
too.
you're going to give a guy some really strong advice, would that be one of the things that you would tell him?
I would
Listen,
say don't be insecure.
confident.
Yeah, be confident.
Show confidence.
Yeah. Get some nuts.
Yeah, get some
Yeah,
to grow,
get some
grow a
nuts.
pair.
Jesus
Exactly.
Christ, man.
Because that's a turnoff for you, right? If a guy's
Yeah.
coming, he's like, how
Yeah.
are you? And he's nervous to say anything.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
turn up.
Where do you want to go to dinner? Listen, we're going here. I'll
yeah.
meet you there. That's it. Be there at 8.
Take the
Done.
reins. Yeah, done.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be the lion,
pussy.
man. Be a fucking. Look.
I know, listen,
look,
we could-
more people
that's a
need to
whole
watch
nother-
the Animal Channel.
Yeah, that's a whole. Yeah, there
You know, I'm telling you, the Animal Channel. Look,
Planet Earth.
yeah, watch that shit. Like watch animals, right? They got these fucking.
They got to figure it out.
How about these like Rams? You ever see them? Like, listen, you're trying to get my chicks.
Talk about
boom, they fucking
talk about
smack their
overloaded
horns.
testosterone.
Oh, forget about it. Look at the deer. Look at the deer. The bucks. They go bananas, man.
Yeah.
Their neck swells up. They're looking. They got one thing on their mind: reproduction.
But here we're living in a world right now where things are changing, and it's all about feminism, and they want to get rid of masculinity, and they want to demasculine guys. No.
Yeah.
Guys are guys.
Then they can't find a guy, a man.
Listen, that's So anyway, you agree with us though. You want a guy that's a guy.
She's
that's
old
confident,
school.
that's-
That's
I am. I'm old school at heart. I want a
There
guy
you
that's a
go.
guy. That's why, like, when he was like,
But also
so
gonna
assertive,
open the door for
and
you.
I knew he was gonna like about to ask me for my number, but I was getting off the elevator. I almost was like, should I go back in the elevator? I feel like he was just gonna ask me my number.
Yeah, what the
So close.
But then I said he moved because he got sent to go work somewhere else. So.
He's in jail. All right.
So you never got a number. You never got
I
in.
never got a number.
Where's Joe?
I never got a number.
So
I know what floor he lived on when he lived in my building.
And it was 17.
And he missed the whole. He missed it. He missed the whole.
I was.
If you were like interested in a guy, you like smile at.
Yeah. What do you do to let a guy know that you're interested?
Because a lot of
I
guys.
guess I laugh a lot. I don't know, but I always laugh at everything.
So if you're bartending and I come in, right?
Yeah.
And you're
usually my
and
go-to
you're
would be
digging.
like, want to do a shot? Like that would
Okay,
usually be my
there you
go-to.
go.
I'll buy him a shot, and that means I like you.
Yeah, and if you're
Unless you're like, no, that's not always true. I don't always like people that I buy shots for. But if I'm at the bar, but I'm kind of also, that's another thing, and that's
You don't
next
really
off
like
my
dating
list.
guys from bars.
I don't.
But if
date
you're
guys that
spending
come into
time,
my bar.
if somebody like if I come in and you like me, you keep coming over and you're spending
Yes.
more time
You
over
keep
there.
saying
Yes.
that. You keep saying it. Like if I come in,
No, I'm just saying. I'm using me as an example.
over.
I'm just using me as an example. That's all.
And I would keep asking you like questions, like serious questions,
All right.
like, oh,
Yeah.
so like, where'd you grow up? Like, blah blah blah. Like, I would get to like know you.
So guys got to pick up on that.
Yeah, he has to pick up on it. And if he doesn't pick up on it, then
Yeah, it's his
fuck him.
his bad.
he's kind
Fuck
of
him.
stupid
He's
too.
out.
Yeah. I don't,
you got to go. But
unfortunately, I do kind of like stupid guys, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, you got to stop
I
with
gotta
stupid
stop with
guys.
stupid guys.
Yeah. You
you're gonna marry a nice, smart guy, and then go.
I know.
Guy that's got his shit together. He's got a good job. He's got his shit together. He's got
Yes.
some, he's confident.
Then you can go to the gym and get all those dumb guys, to work you out. And then you go home and you eat at home.
What are you trying to say, man? The guys in the gym are.
Listen.
I spent a lot of time in the gym. What are you trying to tell me? She likes that. You like the fact that a guy spends a lot of time in the gym.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you go to like gyms that you ever been to like the?
I go.
I've been. How you doing?
Well,
Like
no,
what, like-
I've been to those gyms, but I put my headphones on. I do my thing. and I get
Yeah.
out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm not
You
a
ever try to
poser.
talk? Yeah.
I'm not a poser. I don't go in there and do that shit. I get down to. I'm serious. I get down to business.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
No, but that's interesting, man. Goose and I have been out of that world for a while.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not, you don't forget it.
Happy in my. I'm real happy in my world.
I'm
right
very
now.
happy in my world right now too.
Ooh,
I'm just
happy
saying,
to
we've
grow
been
up
in your
when I grew
world,
up.
and I said we've been there, and
Yeah.
you're back in that situation where you're available again now. You're playing the field, right? You're looking.
Yeah. Well, I'm more focused right now on job stuff. I have some
So you're not
exciting
looking
stuff
if-
coming, but I'm like, if someone comes into my life
There
that
you go.
isn't going to give me drama, isn't going to upset me, and isn't going to give me a hard time, and just like going to make my life easier and better,
Yeah.
then
You're
I
looking
will.
for a friend.
There you go.
Yes.
So-
a
so-
companion,
So
not
any-
somebody that's just going
Yeah.
to be like a headache for me.
So any guys that'll listen right now from Michelle, don't give her drama.
Don't give
Yeah.
me drama because
give her any
I'm just
drama.
over it.
She doesn't want
No
young
drama.
guys.
Save your drama for your mama.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Right.
There you go, Stu.
Stu.
Good
Yeah.
advice.
That's it. Stu can actually say good shit.
Once in a while. Once in a while.
We gotta come again.
Stu's taking notes of what Michelle likes. Look at him over there. Down. Like, oh, she does.
Listen, he just puts. I just saw
gotta
him
grow-
order Spanx on Amazon, and
You got to drop.
Spanx ain't gonna help me.
But your testes haven't dropped yet, though. Stu. They got to drop.
No, he's
first
got
before
big
I can't
nuts.
find my teeth.
He's got big nuts. Yeah, big.
He's big.
He's got
Big,
cannonballs.
big nuts.
Yeah.
Cannonball size nuts.
Hey, so have you seen at any of them shows? Have you seen anything cool? Like any cool tools or anything like that?
Yeah, there's some really. I tell you what, man, it's always amazing when you go to these and you're like, you think you've seen everything, and then you come across something, you're like, that's all. So what I saw recently, which I thought was really cool, and I feel bad because I don't remember the name of the product, but it was a paver product. And what they did was, when they build the walls and they stack the stone and they use the pavers, and you could actually, mortar the face on if you're using a brick or whatever.
Right.
They came up with one that you've got the core block, right? So the core block. Let's say you want to build a wall,
right?
Like a partial retaining wall,
Yeah.
partial wall. They got a core block that sits down. Your core block,
right?
Which
foundation.
What they did is on the sides of that core block, they have these little hooks that come up that are actually part of the block.
Right.
They have the face brick that you're going to put on that's got the receiving, the female part,
and you hang it.
You hang it on there, dude. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So you don't mortar it.
Yeah, but how does it? Can you take them off at any time?
You can take them off when you want to take them off.
Yeah, but then you get like the neighbor's kids come over and they take
no, they're heavy. They lock in. I mean, it's not like they're you know what I mean. Once they're in and you put the capstone on, it's a little work to get them off. But what I'm saying is that's such an awesome process because you took a lot of the time right out of the the
you could
labor.
probably put like some glue or something and just stick them on.
You
too,
could,
right?
you could, but when you put the capstone on, you're gluing that down.
Right.
But what I'm saying is. It's a really quick process, and it's just really cool the way they designed it. The way they designed it is just
wow.
So I thought that was cool. I just saw that, and I'll the next time we're together, I'll get you the name of that because I want people to know what that product is. But I thought it was awesome if you're getting ready to do a pavers or a paver.
Yeah.
Or
I was just at a show
retaining wall.
yesterday. I went to the Great Outdoor Show in Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Oh boy, I can see your eyes lighting up, dude.
It was insane. I had to get out of there. I couldn't stay there.
I was gonna
Why?
say,
What was it?
how much did you buy?
It was like it was a gun show.
How much you spend?
$2,600.
Yeah, no, 26,000.
I could have spent a lot.
Give me
I
photos.
know. I
Could've
can
spent a
tell.
lot.
I can tell by the look.
I got out. I got out of there.
It's like you going to Costco.
I bought a couple things, like $2,000, maybe $3,000.
Maybe
but,
three.
But they had so much stuff like outdoors. Jason's big outdoors, and
Big
the
time.
cabin, right? And just fishing and bows and like
You're like a kid in a candy
log,
store, man.
chainsaws, and I mean it was just like it's a guy's like playland, and it was you need like 3 days.
You orgasm, didn't
Oh,
you?
dude, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable, man. Just the gun stuff. I mean, it was cool, but it was some stuff that was over.
Where
the
was
top.
that?
It was in Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
All right.
Carlisle, or yeah.
I was going to go last year. I didn't get a chance to go. Was it the same place?
Yeah.
Is it always the same?
Yeah, yeah. It's
all
still
right.
this Saturday. It's still
Yeah.
Saturday. It's the week of the Super Bowl, weekend of the Super Bowl to the following week every year, pretty much.
Yeah.
Same as the porn convention, I think, in Vegas, right?
Yeah, that's why I knew about it.
Stu told me that.
Yeah, and Stu goes all the time. It's like
That's where he
Cheers.
bought his
Everybody knows his name.
Jack towel. He bought his Jack towel there.
Where everybody
I
knows your
thought
name.
we kept those things to ourselves.
Yeah, no, not in this show.
I'm the poor
Right.
guy.
What have you been doing, Stu?
Yeah,
I've been
yes, Stu.
working.
Yeah, you're doing a new show, right? A
He's
pool
working.
show or something, right?
Pool Kings, yeah.
Pool Kings. He's edited. He's an editor.
Yeah, my
They
buddy-
also
my
did
buddy.
this show, they did this show called the MVP show on CBS. I don't know if you guys saw any of this, where NFL athletes go and they have talents. They like sing opera, like Justin Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker.
Sang opera or
Yeah, I
something.
did a big piece with him. Yeah, when they did because they played overseas in London, and I did a piece for Yahoo. He's a pretty good opera singer. I mean, I thought he was going to be a lot better. Like they're like, oh, this guy's unbelievable. Like it was cool.
So they say that he's the best kicker in the league.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But Ro was asking me this, like,
But
they got to bust his balls back at the.
I mean, he's just so. Listen, all kickers are a little bit out there.
Yeah.
You got to be mentally stable or mentally totally unstable. And then all of a sudden, you get to that point where you got to kick it through these uprights, and they usually do. But they bust his balls. But he's pretty quick. He's a pretty quick-witted guy. So he hangs in there as a kicker. He wouldn't have survived back in the day. But I mean, now, he gets away with that shit.
But also, probably being the best kicker in the league helps you.
Yeah,
out, so you're not
absolutely.
getting- as long as
The
you're kicking,
GM isn't saying, "Hey, listen."
Do whatever
Pick
the
on
fuck
that
you
guy.
want.
No, they're
Yeah.
saying, listen, stay the fuck away and shut your mouth, okay?
Yeah,
Or you're
yeah,
leaving.
yeah. See, I was wondering also, what makes Belichick such a good coach? Like, what is his system that they all talk about?
He's well, Michelle, go ahead. What do you think, Michelle? Why do you think Belichick's so successful?
He's very structured. I think he's very structured. I think he runs a really tight ship, and I think it's a good thing that he's very monitors what the guys say to the media. I think that's probably takes into play with it too.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good. I'm very impressed with what you said.
That's a
because
good
I would
answer.
have said the
Yeah.
same
Thank you.
things. He knows how to motivate and get the best out of players, and he's always so far ahead of everybody else. Like he's like, okay,
good
you
chess player.
want to go? Okay, we'll have a guy right behind you that's going to fill in. And he most of his players are very smart. He doesn't go for if you don't know what you're doing, like if you're dumb, you're not going to work in his system.
What about Rob?
Gronkowski? Listen, he knows.
Love him.
Yeah, but he's dumb.
He seems like he's dumb, but he's not.
He's a smart guy. He knows Listen, he's 6'7".
Yeah.
I mean,
he's a big boy.
Goes up
Yeah.
and gets it. I mean, he plays hurt. I mean, the kid's a tough kid. I mean, you know.
Oh, he's fucking
you gotta-
badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a badass kid. I mean, he bangs like porn stars. I mean, he hangs with porn stars. He's like
He's the Charlie Sheen of
he's the Charlie
Love
Sheen of the NFL. You know, the commissioner really loves him. You know, he's a but Belichick is just he's a workaholic. He just goes and works and football. He knows the rules inside and out, where some other guys might not, look at every different angle.
Mm-hmm.
The best attorneys, why are they the best attorneys? Are they always the guy who graduates #1 from Harvard? No. He could graduate from anywhere, but he finds the loopholes. Great attorneys know how to manipulate and find loopholes and get you to say things.
He's a strategy guy.
Yeah, he's a strategy guy.
But listen, he always looks pissed. He just always looks like he's in a bad
He's
mood,
very stern.
I'm
Yeah,
just
he
saying,
always has like a very stern look
And
on
he's
his
got
face.
that. Why does he wear that cutoff fucking shirt? That cutoff
Just to piss
sweater?
everybody off.
I know, man. It's
That's
like
it.
you always see him with that
Listen,
thing on. I'm like,
Bill's a
can't
great guy.
stand
I've been.
it.
To
Oh,
a
listen,
couple
I'm sure he is. I'm
Bon
not trying
Jovi
to-
concerts with him. I mean,
Yeah.
and you would never think.
Really?
I'm like, hey, coach, what's going on? Hey, Goose, how you doing? He's a normal guy. He loves defensive players. Offensive guys are, okay, but. People he just has a way about him, and he just, it's his way, and that's it. Like, even when I would go there and, he would give me a little bit more leeway than a normal person, because I would be like, listen, coach, I need you. All right, Goose, whatever you need. If you need me, like, before halftime or after halftime, cool, And a lot of other people would be like, no, I don't talk, because, it's a trust thing that you have to build with him. And same thing as playing for him. I would have a very hard time playing for him because I'm not that structured. I'm sort of a wildcat kind of person, but it would have been fun to play with him for on one of his teams for a year.
Well, you had a good relationship when you talked to him, when you interviewed him.
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Everybody respects everybody.
Was there ever anybody that you didn't really know when you were playing, but you got to know when you were interviewing, and that you didn't like, or that you had a hard time with, or that just didn't give you, any?
Yeah. There's players now that
Nobody you want to mention?
I mean,
Just say, listen, I'm just throwing it out
the
there.
Carolina Panthers quarterback.
Name names.
We don't even need a name. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's just guys just they don't get it. What makes
You're
you
old school,
successful
Yeah.
in playing a sport like football is you have to be able to sacrifice for other people, right? And
Team.
and they have to trust you, and you can go and analyze somebody playing, as long as I did, in about 5 seconds. And when I go and I see that particular person, it's all about him, and I can't relate to that. I can't relate to
You don't have any patience for that.
looking for somebody else. I would get just as much joy as somebody else's success. Like you. I love seeing you on other shows and seeing you do things on your Instagram. I mean, that's great. And Michelle, I like watching you and Stu. Like I like when the people around me are successful because I want them to be successful.
Right.
Like I'm not a jealous person.
No, you're
like
selfless.
I get more joy out of helping people
And watching people succeed, exactly.
than myself. I'll be fine. I ain't got to worry about me.
Listen, there's a lot of guys out there that are probably like that, but you meet the ones that aren't, and you're just like, I got no patience for people like that.
And then people try to go and put them and say, oh, this guy, oh, look what he's doing. He's giving balls to the kids. Listen, it's all an act. I can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just phony people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
know
like
a lot
when
of them.
we watch TV,
listen.
that True TV, and they're doing
Even in the home improvement realm that I work in, the reality TV on the lifestyle side,
Right.
it's like you listen. 90% of the people are great. 90% of the people are real deal.
Right, yeah.
They do the job. They just happen to be on TV.
Then there's
they
that
enjoy
10%
it.
just-
They never take it for granted. They appreciate it. Listen, when I meet people, when I go to home shows and I meet people, and they come up to, I can't believe how nice you are. I'm like, this is who I am. I'm not faking it.
Exactly.
I really appreciate you guys watching because I do. I appreciate. Listen. I'm getting paid to do what I love to do. Part of the reason is because these people are tuning in to watch. So I appreciate it. I want to be there and talk to them. And I hate when I meet fake people. And you can,
Same.
like Goose is saying, and Michelle, you see it right away.
Oh yeah, right away.
You can't fake. We grew up the same way. Goose and I have the same values.
Yeah.
You work hard. You treat people with respect. You give to others. You help people when you can. Because if you have confidence in yourself, you shouldn't mind helping other people.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So I don't
you don't
know.
look at them as a competitor.
Right, and then when you appreciate things that happen to you, and when I see people that are the opposite of that and don't give a shit,
It sucks.
It's all
It
about
sucks.
them, and they don't, they're not. I don't know. I have no patience.
They don't get what it's all about. They don't see the big picture. That's what's sorry.
And that's why, you know what? People say, how have you been so successful for so long? Listen, this isn't a really complicated thing. It's like I've been successful as long as I've been successful in this business because people, I work hard, I treat people with respect, I show up on time, I do my job, I never complain,
time,
I respect other people's time. So people, when you hear somebody say, remember Jason, he was really awesome, he's great to work with, really nice guy. You want to know what the trick is? That's the trick. You might not be the best looking person. You might not be the best. There's a lot of things that might go against you. But if you're that person that everybody loved and you treated people with respect, and you showed up and you worked hard, I'll tell you what, man, people remember that.
That's a good thing to end on. And we're on a hunt for Michelle, for a man for Michelle.
And we're
You
looking.
said you had friends for me, remember?
I do. I got friends.
Okay,
we got
perfect.
friends.
All right.
Tony's got me.
Ciao, everybody.
Later.
Bye.